Today I'm gonna try going from 0 to 10 million as fast as possible on DrDonut. The rules are simple. I'm starting with nothing in my inventory, no money, and I can't use my ender chest. So let's start the challenge. First thing I need to do is use /RTP. Okay, a snowy biome, not great since there aren't many trees here or other useful items we could sell to make money, but there's at least one tree, so let's cut it down. Now we can craft some basic tools and maybe make our first listing on auction house. I mean, we could try selling stone axes. Look at this, someone listed them for 102k. I think that's quite a lot. We will sell ours for way cheaper, like 8k. I also sold the dirt I got using /orders, and now we have $960. With the stone axe, I can get more wood and craft items like composters, doors and trapdoors to sell on auction house. Then I found a forest, so I was able to gather even more wood and craft more items to sell. I added chests to my auction house, and finally people started buying my stuff. Before I knew it, I hit 100k, and I think it took less than 10 minutes. This method, I mean selling wooden items, was working so well that I just kept repeating the process. So cutting trees, crafting items and selling them on auction house. After I made around 300k, it was time to add something new to my strategy. So I used /RTP again and ended up in a desert. That's good. But instead of mining sand right away, I listed a few more composters, since people were buying them for 26k and it made me rich really quickly. Then I bought a diamond shovel and started collecting sand. In the meantime, I crafted more chests. Those were also selling pretty fast. Eventually I sold the sand on /orders and boom, I had over 600k. Since I ran out of wood, I just bought some logs on auction house instead of manually chopping trees. I'm rich now, so I can do stuff like that, you know. 2 stacks should be enough. I turned them into planks and crafted the usual stuff to keep selling. And back to collecting sand. But after I hit 800k, I got bored and started looking for a coral reef. Luckily, I was already in a warm biome, so it shouldn't have been hard to find one. In most cases, they spawn next to deserts, but bro, it took me forever. I was about to RTP again since the desert was so big. I even found a raided village and a pillager outpost, but finally, after about 20 minutes, I found a coral reef. Oh, and I wanted to find the reef so badly because you can sell coral blocks on /orders for crazy prices, like 600 to even 1k per block. That's a super easy and fast money making method on the server. The only problem was that I didn't have good armor or silk touch pickaxe, since good armor makes swimming underwater much easier and more efficient, and silk touch pickaxe is needed to collect coral blocks, since if you use a regular pickaxe without silk touch enchantment, the coral block will just die, and we don't want that. But since I had a decent amount of money, I made a small investment and bought all this necessary gear and items. I spent over 150k on a silk touch pickaxe, boots and helmet with right enchantment, but it was totally worth it. Then I was finally ready to start mining coral blocks. I focused on pink coral blocks because for some reason they sell for the most. After mining a bunch, I sold them on /orders and made 78k. Let's go. That was pretty easy. And boom, I hit 1 million. Actually 1.1 million. But you see, this selling coral blocks method works pretty well and makes actually a lot of money. I just kept mining coral and selling it on orders. In the meantime, I continued listing trapdoors, composters and other wooden items on auction house, and not long after I reached 2.25 million. I sold all the remaining coral blocks I had and listed my armor and pickaxe on auction house since I didn't need them anymore. Now the only thing I needed was a shovel, preferably diamond, but oh my god, look how expensive the good ones are. No way I'm spending that much on a single shovel, so I guess I just need to use a regular diamond shovel. And back to collecting sand. Then I came up with a stupid idea: buy a grindstone, buy cheap enchanted books, craft a bookshelf, and yeah, big mistake, since bookshelves cost less than I spent on buying all these items. Yeah, so this was a bad investment and don't do that. Somehow I still managed to hit 3 million. That the sell wooden items on auction house strategy works. I crafted even more chests and continued the grind. Then I found this weird structure, not sure what it was supposed to be, but I placed down some furnaces and started smelting the sand I had into glass. While waiting, I explored and found a huge cave, but nothing else. When I got back, I sold the glass on auction house, and not long after I hit 4 million. Here's the proof people were actually buying my stuff. Then I sold even more and boom, 4.58 million. We're going pretty fast, not gonna lie. I also started selling grindstones. They were selling fast and I could list them for 19k each. At the same time, composters prices dropped by almost 20k, now down to 10k. That sucks, but they still bring in some money, so I will also continue selling them. Then I came up with the idea to sell ladders and later also red dye. And then, even better, I started buying wool, turning it into banners and selling 10 banners for 60k. I also began selling beds, and bro, I had no idea people on this server needed that many. Another game changer, buying leather and crafting item frames. I sold each for 34k, which gave me 24k profit per item, since I was buying one leather for about 10k. This helped me hit 5 million really quickly. Then I teleported to spawn to sell some items I got from keys from 2 hours of playtime. I used /RTP again and started selling pink dye. Turned out to be a good item to sell as well. Eventually I hit 6 million and went back to mining and selling sand on /orders, of course. Then I logged out for 30 minutes and when I came back, everything from auction house was sold. And boom, I had over 7 million. I'm pretty rich now, let's go. I listed more composters, grindstones, beds, trapdoors, doors, and even cherry logs, not sure why I mined those. Plus, of course, more chests, and a few minutes later I had 7.7 million and went back to collecting sand, as always. Then I hit 8 million and then 9 million. I kept selling sand and wooden items and I knew in about 20 more minutes I would have 10 million. Let me just sell these last 2 beds and some sand, and here we go, 10 million. Let's go, from 0 to 10 million in just 4 hours and 40 minutes. That's over 2.1 million per hour, and without any farms, I think that's a pretty decent score. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more content like this. You can also check out our Discord, link in the description, and that's all. Have a great day. Ciao.